Hi guys, my name is Steve B. Here to help you stay sober for today. I got an interesting topic I want to talk about today, but first, if you want to give me a like and subscribe, I would love that. It gets it out to more people, and that's my idea to reach as many alcoholics and addicts as I can to help. We all need help, all of us, and that's what the purpose of this video is for. I'm glad to be with you here today. It's a Saturday. I'm down the park, and I want to talk to you guys about telling your story. Very important to tell your story. They had a thing in AA that they used to say all the time. You're only as sick as your secrets, and if you're telling your story, you don't have secrets. And I'm happy to say that at this stage in my life, I've talked about all my past wrongs and the exact nature of my wrongs with many people through the years. It wasn't just one, it was many. And, so I did it in piecemeal because, there's such a thing as more shall be revealed. In the beginning, I knew so much. Later, I knew a little more. Later, I knew a little more. And, I'm sure later I'll learn a little more. So there's always stuff that's coming up. But the bottom line is that you want a clean house. You want to get this stuff out because we are only as sick as our secrets. And just yesterday, a guy told me his story. It was his unloading, if you will. And the thing I said to him after that, hey, you're a free man. And I'm proud of you. And you can do this too. It's just a matter of finding the right person to talk to. It could be a family member, a close family member if you have that. It can be a counselor. It could be someone in your church if you do that. Or it can be someone that sponsors you or someone you look up to in recovery. But the bottom line is that you trust this person. They got a closed mouth and they're not going to freaking blab your business to everybody. I was at a meeting one time, this was many years ago, and I heard a guy were talking about this very thing, and he shared his story with his sponsor. His sponsor sat there, and at the end of his sharing his story, the sponsor said to him, I can't sponsor you anymore. That's horrible. So be careful who you choose. You want to choose someone you trust completely, explicitly. So take your time with that. But it's quite a thing, and it's quite an undertaking. It's a life and death ordeal, I believe. It's very, very important to get that stuff out. And I remember the first one that I did. I had a friend in recovery, and I looked up to this guy. He was a little bit older than me, he had a little more time than me, but he and this was a long time ago. I just went to a meeting early, and I shared with him, and turned out we had similar things. But even if you don't, it's an important step. It's important to clean the garbage out. Clean it out. The garbage in our minds, that is. Because there's stuff up there that has never come out. And I'll tell you, I'm constantly talking about stuff, and new stuff is always coming up. But I think this is an important thing. To tell your story and to find someone that you can trust to do it. And think about it before you do it. But don't hesitate, because I honestly believe that it's totally necessary to get it out. It's I in the beginning I kind of rationalized that I'll keep this thing between me and God because I don't want to involve anyone else. But the bottom line is that You share with another human being, you're sharing it with humanity. You're getting it out. And it does, I've heard people say that they shared it with somebody on an airplane that they were never going to see again, or that they told their story with a person who was very old and sick and dying. It doesn't matter who. Doesn't matter who you share it with, as long as you do it. Just do it. There used to be a Nike thing that they used to say, just do it. Well, just do it. This is necessary. This is part of cleaning house. And it's a gutsy thing for you to let someone else in and into your, domain, into your circle, if you will. Let them in. Let them in. And you'll find that probably most of the time people will listen, and they will feel for you. They'll feel for you, and they may even identify with your story. But it's important. And through the years, I've had things come up, and it's like, oh, I forgot about that, or I forgot about that. See, stuff is gonna constantly be coming out, and when it does, you gotta let it out. Don't let it stay up in your head and wreak havoc in your mind, or even trouble you. Just when it does come up, deal with it. And I've had things like that. I've had other stuff come up, in my recovery. I've had family issues that just wouldn't go away. I for instance, had issues with my dad, and I talked to sponsors and others about what do I do? I can't get rid of this. It's up there. It's in my head, and I can't get it out. Well, once you share it, it's they say that a problem shared is half a problem. And that and yeah, it's very, very freeing to let someone in. And of course, God knows already. Whether you tell him or not, he knows. For the longest time, I kind of justified the fact that, well, God knows. That's enough. Nobody else needs to know. Nobody else needs to come into this thing. But I need to let people in. There was a lot of garbage up there, and today, all these years later, I don't have any secrets. I really don't have any secrets. I don't want any secrets. I'm like a motor mouth when it comes to letting things out. I don't hide things well, but the confidential thing with my friend yesterday, I wouldn't tell a soul that. That's totally private between me and him and God. And I felt good that somebody actually trusts me enough to do it with me. When I did my first one, I did a few of them. When I did my first one, my story, I found, like I said, my friend in the rooms. He had more time than me. He was kind of a mentor for me in the beginning. He was the guy that I tried to emulate. I tried to copy when I first came in, because I watched him, and he was all about service. So I kind of like I think he does know it now, but I copied him. I learned to do the same things as he did. I was he was my teacher. They say when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. So don't skip this, because this is very important. To you want to combat alcoholism, you want to clean up your life, you want to be a free man or a woman. This is what you got to do. And I wouldn't put it off. But if you do, then get to it as soon as you can. This is life and death. There some of the literature that I've read says to drink is to die, and I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to somewhere say, well, I cheated in this area because I skimped on this, I skimped on that. Don't skimp. And if you got secrets that you don't want anyone to know, try some of those things I was talking about. You know, I grew up a Catholic, and we used to go to confession. You know, my dad was a diehard Catholic, and he used to say, you gotta go to confession every week. You gotta confess your sins or whatever, but find one of those guys. That's their job to do that. You're getting this thing out. You're unloading it, and they're not supposed to tell other people what you told them, and shame on them if they do. But there's an idea too. It's a beautiful day out here. I mean, it is awesome. It's awesome. It's like a fallish day. No heat, no humidity at all. It's so freaking nice today. This is a day I like to wrap up and keep for every other day of the year. Well, I'm here again. I'm getting ready for my meeting. And I always do this before the meeting. You know, today I was reading some literature to bone up on it because I wanted to give a good talk to you guys, and I wanted to share. That sharing your story is big. Sharing your story is awesome. I've done it a number of times, but you know, you're getting things out, and this particular one is a little bit more intimate. I mean, you're sharing with a person that you not only trust, but a person that you know is gonna maybe help you, maybe have a few words for you back. Saturday in the park. It's not the 4th of July. It's the 31st of August, 2024. And wow, I never thought I'd be saying the year 2024. But this year's winding down too. We're almost into fall. You know, pretty soon 2025. But I'm not going to go there. One day at a time. Keep it in the day. Cleaning house is so necessary, and what do you do when you clean house? You get rid of the crap you don't need anymore. You get it out. You move it on. And the gentleman I was talking to, he had sheets and sheets, and it was like, well, what do you want to do? You want to burn it? You know, when we were done. He said, either that or rip it. He didn't want to start a trash can fire. But, you know, so he ripped it in 100 pieces and got rid of it. And that's what it's all about. It's like, you know, you unload the garbage, so you got room for clean stuff to come in. And make room for it. Make room, you know. We don't want that garbage anymore. Throw it out. Get rid of it. Or like, you know, like there's another saying, turn it over. Turn it over to God. Turn it over to God. So I just like, I'll say all the time, I got to turn it over. Got to turn it over. Got to turn it over. You know, God is there ready to take it. And more than willing, more than happy to do that. Glad to be with you guys today. This is again highlight of my day, and sharing with you these little tidbits that hopefully are going to help keep you sober for today. You know, I'm on your side. I'm rooting for you guys. I want you guys to make it. You know, and I need that sometimes too. I was talking the other day to my friend, and I was saying that I had a really bad day a couple months ago, and I was thinking, I don't even want to do this anymore. Feeling sorry for King Baby. And wouldn't you know that I had 3 people give me an attaboy that was more than I ever expected. That was like God Himself patting me on the back, saying, "Don't give up, man. You're doing good. Thank God for this thing. I don't know what I'd do without it." And I needed that. And it was just the attaboy that I needed to keep going. Say, all right, little shot of adrenaline, little shot of vitamin C or whatever. And I gotta tell you, after that, I was fine again. Every once in a while, people need that. People need that little boost. They need that little push. They need that little attaboy that's gonna keep them coming, keep them going, give them a reason to go on. When I'm like that, yeah, it's like I lost my reasons to go on. And you're helping people. You're helping people. I had another person one time say, thank God for what you're doing. You're saving lives. And I never thought of it like that, but that made me feel really good. Now, I'm glad God said that through that person. I'm happy to be with you guys. It's a highlight of my day, and I want to wish you all the best for today. Give a like and subscribe, and God bless you all. Love you guys.